Now, you could be reading this like I did during the week, and I'm like, what on earth am I going to speak on? Well, we don't really have this battle of food sacrificed to idols, do we, today in the church? But it's like Paul gets to this point, and he describes the problem, but then he kind of says, it's not about the food. It's not about the food at all. This is his message. Love is what matters more than knowledge. But then he says, but knowledge puffs up, while love builds up. And this word puffs up in the original Greek, it's actually more like the word bubble or balloon. Anyone ever met this person in church? Did you know that Methuselah lived for 969 years and he was the oldest man in the Old Testament? Bet you didn't know. But I did. Did you know that in Numbers 22, there's a story of a talking donkey? That's pretty cool. But all of these things do nothing to grow our love for God and the message of Jesus for others. It is knowledge for knowledge's sake. And the Christian that grows on knowledge for knowledge's sake, with all of the facts and all of the things, with no love or life in them, what you discover is that all it takes is a little pinprick called, I'm giving you the warning, a little pinprick called broken humanity to come, and it all means nothing. Here's the thing. Some Christians grow, others just swell. Paul's making it clear that it is love that builds us up. It is love that laughs. This is the challenge for you and I this morning, is that love will restrict itself for the sake of others. Love goes without so that someone else can have enough. What if we move from a place of going, I want to know more, to a place of saying, I want to love more? Paul is trying to give an example of what it looks like when love restricts itself for the sake of others. Paul isn't against rights. He's saying he is willing to lay them down so that others might experience Jesus. Rights are good, but love will sacrifice them for something greater. Here's the truth. Clinging to my rights only builds walls. But choosing sacrifice builds roads that lead others to Jesus. So here's the question. What will you build? Walls or roads? What rights are you willing to sacrifice for the cause of Jesus? Paul shows us that the strongest faith isn't puffed up by what it knows, but built up by who it loves and what it's willing to surrender.